When just 3 years old, Masha Malakina learned an early and lasting lesson about the unfairness of life. She was poisoned by radiation from the Chernobyl nuclear power plant.
I had internal bleeding for a couple of years, and the doctors just said, you know, you should get her. Told my mom that she should get me out of the country, else I was going to die.
Eventually, they moved her to Atlanta. Masha fought to become healthy, to live life as a typical American teenager. Steps that would lead to the big day, her high school graduation. But just getting there would bring more unfairness.
It was October 29, 1999, when that car accident happened.
An accident that changed her life.
I remember everything, just the crashing, the opening my eyes, the ambulance.
Masha was not wearing a seatbelt.
I'm paralyzed from the chest down, so I had full use of my arms, and I can't move my legs.
She missed much of her sophomore and junior years, flew to Mexico for experimental surgery on her spine.
I went there with, like, you know, high hopes of, you know, walking out of the clinic 2 days after surgery, you know.
Didn't happen.
Oh, that didn't happen.
But then it did happen. Now, Masha stands and walks 2.5 hours a day. A secret she planned to reveal in a walk across the stage to get her diploma. But when her principal saw her practice, he said no.
I made the decision for Masha to be required to use her wheelchair in lieu of the walker based on my fear that she would possibly fall and be injured in front of thousands of people.
Disappointment for her classmates, too, who found out at graduation and started an email petition calling for action against the principal.
What do you think is appropriate discipline?
I think he needs to I think he needs to resign.
Others joined in.
We want to pack this place.
Touched by her story, Atlanta stepped up. And last night gave her another graduation and the chance
Thank you.
to stand proud.
You guys have brought me happiness that I haven't had in a very, very, very long time.
Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Atlanta.
That's Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Stone Phillips, and I'll see you back here tomorrow night.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, honored with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Best Newscast for the second straight year.
Tonight, a child can drown in less than a minute. What you need to know to prevent your pool from becoming a danger zone. Plus, before you even step outside, you need to hear about one of the biggest risks of the summer sun and another postal rate increase. Find out what the new cost to mail a letter will be and when it goes into effect.
And now, coverage you can count on. Live from KCBD TV, this is News Channel 11 at 6.
A trip to the pool can turn tragic if you aren't prepared. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Karen and Abner are on assignment and will join us live later in the newscast. Leading the news, summer officially starts tomorrow, and tonight we have team coverage with information you need to know before it starts. We begin with a trip to the pool to find out how in an instant swimming can turn tragic. News Channel 11's Cecilia Coy joins us live with advice on how to stay safe when you decide to take a swim. Cecilia?
That's right, Mandy. If you look behind me, you take a look here, this fence, it's right next to a pool, and you would think, why would someone want to build a fence like this? Because it only obstructs the view of the pool. Well, actually, safety experts consider this a layer of protection. In fact, every safety precaution you make, the less likely a small child can wander in and drown.
Summer is the time to make a big splash. And Nancy Reeves has a great time watching all the fun in the sun. But Nancy would have never considered a pool in her backyard when her 3 teenage daughters were a lot younger.
Well, I just heard stories about kids, you know, wandering off, and I also have heard that drowning is a very quiet thing, that you can't, you know, you may not see it coming.
She's right, and this splash is the only sound you hear coming from a toddler. Red Cross lifeguard instructor Ashley Smith says it doesn't take long before any person becomes a drowning victim.
They can become an active drowning victim, which means they would have no supporting kick and cannot call for help within 20 to 60 seconds.
And if someone falls in accidentally, Smith says tragedy can happen quickly. It's never happened to Nancy, but close to it.
The little boy just fell in, and an elder teen that was standing there, since it's not, a real big area, we could see that. And an elder teen, grabbed him out, and he fell in his clothes, and so that's kind of scary. And we also had a friend whose dog, in the middle of the night, they found the dog the next morning in the pool. So, that's an animal, but still it makes you think how easily that can happen. Red Cross lifeguard instructor Ashley Smith says you are held liable if a small child wanders in and actually drowns. So there are some things you can do to keep your backyard pool safe. Build a fence with a lock on it. Put a safety cover on top of your pool. Install an alarm, or there are motion detectors you can buy that will alert you when someone falls or gets into the pool. It's also a good idea to go ahead and install a phone line for the patio area. And once you have these layers of protection installed, then you're insured to have a safe summer. Reporting live from Central Lubbock, Mandy, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Cecilia. And with the attractiveness of fun in the sun, it's our job to remind you about the dangers of overexposure. More than 500,000 new cases of skin cancer are reported each year in the United States, and it's the most common form of cancer. Continuing our team coverage is News Channel 11's Russell Haythorne with some advice on how to enjoy the sun without putting yourself in too much danger. Russell?
Well, that's right, Mandy. Sometimes the lure of the great outdoors during the summer can be irresistible to a lot of us. But before you strip off that shirt to do a little yard work or put on the suit to take a dip in the pool, experts say, beware of the rays. You've probably heard this before. Just one bad sunburn as a child could lead to skin cancer later in life. If you're bored with hearing that, Dr. Patricia Arledge says you shouldn't be. Dr. Arledge says the most common types of skin cancer are also the least dangerous, but malignant melanoma is reason enough to block the sun.
And the reason it's the most concerning is because it can kill you. It is known to grow, break off, and send pieces of cancer to other parts of your body.
So with that in mind, what should you know? Well, experts offer some tips on what to keep in mind when soaking up the sun. First, avoid prolonged exposure to the sun, especially when the rays are strongest between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Also, on any exposed skin, use a sunscreen with an SPF of at least 15 and reapply if you've been swimming or sweating. Next, wear protective clothing, such as a wide-brimmed hat or tightly woven clothing. And finally, examine your skin regularly. If you find anything suspicious, see your doctor. Especially pay close attention to moles that grow, change color, bleed easily, or develop irregular borders.
In other words, if you were to draw a line down the center of the mole, typically each side will be fairly symmetric. But a bad sign is if it's not.
And one more thing to add, experts say that anyone is at risk of getting skin cancer, no matter what your skin type, but you're at a greater risk if your skin is fair and freckled, if you have a large number of moles, or if you have a family history of skin cancer, or if you live in the South. And if I'm not totally confused, Mandy, I believe Texas is in the South, so of course all of us need to be a little extra cautious. Reporting live, I'm Russell Haythorne. Mandy, back to you.
That's right. Thank you, Russell. And we have several other summer safety tips on our website. You just log on to kcbd.com and look for summer safety. And now let's go to the man who can tell us just how hot it is out there. John is live from the Parade of Homes with a first check of the weather. John?
Well, Mandy, I've been out here for about an hour. We did the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock. It's actually pretty nice now. We're getting some clouds breaking the sun off a little bit. We've got folks checking out the homes. I will mention that the last couple of days are now coming up between now and Sunday if you want to make your way out here. We'll have Andy Hutchinson up here to talk about it in detail in a few minutes. So let's look at our first alert live Super Doppler radar, see if there's any precipitation in the area. We do have a thunderstorm watch from Clovis, New Mexico into the mountains of New Mexico, but again, nothing significant happening there yet. There's just a slight chance storms will drift out of the plains into our western counties. At least we hope they do later this evening. First forecast showing for Lubbock, we've got clouds, not expecting any rain potential here unless it's very late tonight with the storms making it this far. 78 degrees by 10, 68 again tomorrow morning. We'll be back in the 80s at noon. Breezy tomorrow, but it looks like, Mandy, we'll get a little relief from the winds finally tomorrow, and the temperatures are backing off just a little bit.
Okay, thank you, John. The cost to mail a letter through the U.S. Post Office is going up once again. Soon you'll have to pay 37 cents to mail a first-class letter. Other rate increases include paying 2 extra cents to mail a postcard and a 35-cent increase to send priority mail. New rates will go into effect June 30th. Another thing on the rise is the Texas Lottery. Despite the rush to convenience stores to buy tickets, there is still no winner. The jackpot is now up to $68 million. The next drawing is this Saturday, and News Channel 11 will have the results on News Channel 11 at 10. The jaws of life were used today when police say a driver ran a red light. It happened at 19th and Upland. Police say the driver of this truck ran the light while going east on 19th Street. That's when he slammed into a cement truck. EMS took the 39-year-old driver of the truck to UMC with a possible broken leg. The driver of the cement truck had minor injuries. In a follow-up to a story we brought you Monday, a Lubbock jury sentenced 17-year-old Chase Foster to 60 years in prison today. Foster was convicted yesterday of selling drugs near a school zone. He will be eligible for parole in 15 years. Former Texas Tech Chancellor John Montford is moving up the ranks in the Southwestern Bell chain of command. Montford will serve as president of SBC subsidiary Southern New England Telecommunications, serving Connecticut. Since leaving Texas Tech last year, Montford has served as SBC's vice president of external affairs. Montford will not have to relocate to fill the position. Still to come in sports, it was a busy afternoon on the ranks of Major League Baseball. We'll have highlights from the Diamond coming up.
And the Children's Miracle Network broadcast brought in more money than we thought.
We'll tell you all about that coming up next.
This portion of News Channel 11 is brought to you by Frontier Dodge.
Used cars, used trucks, used vans and sport utility vehicles. When it comes to selection, price, service, and more value for your money, you'll find it at Frontier Dodge. Plus, friendly people to help you find just the right used vehicle at a payment you can afford. And right now, you'll find over 150 used cars under $20,000. And prices start as low as $19.88.
Wow!
So when you're looking for a used car, truck, van, or sport utility, better shop Frontier Dodge, where your total satisfaction is our #1 priority.
No matter what your definition of home, Haverty's has it in your style. Shop Haverty's floor sample sale for great sale prices, plus no payments and no interest for 1 year.
Behind all 2002 Saturn L Series, and behind most 2002 Saturn S Series, you'll now find 0% APR finance for 5 years. For restrictions, see your retailer.
We love summer, time to get outdoors, crossing Texas in a brand new Ford. Summer savings days are here.
It's time to get to your Texas Ford dealer for huge savings on a new Explorer Sport, thanks to 0.9 financing or 2,000 cash back. Or cross over to Sport Track and get 0.9 APR or a grand cash back.
Summer savings days are here.
You're watching Abner USD, Karen McKay, meteorologist John Robinson, and Emily Jones Sports. This is News Channel 11 at 6.
The Children's Miracle Network Telethon was a huge success earlier this month, and tonight at the Merckett Alumni Center at Texas Tech, dozens of volunteers have gathered to say thank you to everyone who made it happen. Karen and Abner join us live from the thank you party with details. Guys, what's up?
You're right, Mandy. It was a huge success this year. We're finding out tonight that it was a bigger success than we originally thought. We told you during the broadcast that $565,000 was raised, but if we could have a drum roll, what was actually the total?
$571,160, the total for our 19th year. Your total, actually.
Isn't it incredible?
It
It's
is.
just amazing. And we found out tonight that a couple of places where the money is going to go this time, Dr. Chris Blewett is a pediatric surgeon who is coming here from Hershey Medical Center, and he has requested some high-tech, very expensive laparoscopic equipment that can be used on tiny babies, and it's over $100,000, and that's earmarked from the money that you've brought in this year, too. So that's one of the things.
What's going on tonight is they're honoring the stars, and the stars are the sponsors, the key sponsors, the key volunteers. Of course, there are hundreds of people to make this, all this come together, but they're just being thanked tonight because of all the hard work that they do throughout the year for the Children's Miracle Network.
We appreciate every dollar that came in. As we told you, and we told you for 19 years now, every penny that comes in from you stays right here to buy equipment and special services for the Children's Hospital at UMC. And that's the fun part now, deciding where $571,000 will go to make more miracles happen.
In 19 years, you've given more than $6 million, and next year's our big 20th year.
And we're looking forward to it, so we'll leave on that note. We're starting to plan already for a really exciting 20-year anniversary next year. Back to you, Mandy.
Thanks, guys. You guys go enjoy. Y'all definitely deserve a big part of that. Thank you. We
Thanks.
appreciate you so much. Thanks, y'all. This week, city inspectors were busy looking into the kitchens of 37 local food establishments. You might say it's the week of the top performer, with 5 on our list, including a longtime downtown favorite and a place that could have you making a run for the border. On the low-performing side, it's a combination of 2 places under one roof. We'll have the whole enchilada tonight in News Channel 11's Food for Thought. And now let's go back to John for a preview of what's coming up next in weather. John?
I tell you what, we're just talking about Andy Hutchison here. He's actually looking at some of these beautiful homes. He's going to be back to tell us more details on that. And I'll be back to talk about our rain chances. Clouds increasing, but the rain is still well to the west.
This portion of News Channel 11 is brought to you by Skog and Dickey Chevrolet and Buick.
It's Skog-A-Dickey's 73rd anniversary sale operation. Get a 2001 Chevy Lumina GM certified in only $10,995 or $189 per month. That's a 2001 Chevy Lumina GM certified in only $10,995 or $189 per month. Try a 2001 Buick LeSabre GM certified and just $16,995 at Skog-A-Dickey. That's a 2001 Buick LeSabre GM certified and just $16,995. Hurry for the great pre-owned buys during Skog-A-Dickey's 73rd anniversary sale operation.
Rehab centers for the rich and famous. Plus, stomach-turning stunts of MTV's I Bet You Will. Next
Right after News Channel 11 at 6.
Hi, this is Wildcat, and I'm here with my magnifying glass and fine-tooth comb to make sure we get the best adjustment possible for our hail sale. That's right, we had hail out here the other night. 120 new vehicles damaged, 50 Suburbans, Tahoes, and Yukons, and Yukon XLs. That's right, and they're going to have great hail savings, plus a $2,000 factory incentive. Come see us today and save right here in Littlefield. Our business is saving you money. Yes, OnStar? Okay, Leland, they said you missed one. Come see us today and save right here in Littlefield.
FBC has telecommunication networks across the country. Our competitors have access to them. FBC has multi-billion-dollar plans to develop new technologies. Most of our competitors have marketing plans. See, not everyone selling phone service is what you'd call a phone company. Middlemen? Yes. But a phone company? Our lines, our networks. Infinite expertise. SBC.
Independence should be celebrated with a bang. The new exclusive Independence Edition Jeep Liberty is freedom on adrenaline. With nearly $1,700 in equipment package values, including an aggressive brush guard and rugged side steps at no extra charge. Plus, every Liberty comes with our 7100 powertrain pledge. And now for just $299 a month, very well qualified buyers can get a Liberty Sport or an Independence Edition Liberty. Hurry, this limited offer will be over before you know it. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Now, the most dependable and accurate forecast. Live from News Channel 11's First Alert Forecast Center. Here's Chief Meteorologist John Robison.
Welcome back. We are at the Parade of Homes. A lot of folks are looking at buildings just like in homes just like you, Andy. This is Andy Hutchison, the chairman again this year. Andy, I'm going to let you tell folks what's going on. We're coming up on the last couple of days.
This is it, John. We've been going on for about the past week and a half, and we've got only about three or four more days left. But we're out here at the Suncrest Edition right now, which is at 109th and Quaker. And we're open tonight until 8 o'clock, and then every night during the week from 5 until 8. And then on the weekends, we're open from 1 till 6. And just want to remind everybody that a portion of this parade, part of our proceeds, go to the Lubbock Children's Home. And want everybody to know that they're helping us out this year. And, you know, as far as just coming out and getting ideas and all that kind of stuff, this is the place to do it right now.
Some beautiful homes, and again, you might list out all 3 locations. I know we're at Suncrest here, right?
That's right. This is Suncrest. We've got South Haven, which is at 103rd and Vicksburg, and then also we've got the Stonebrook edition, which is at 103rd and it's right off of it. It's just east of Indiana. Just east of Indiana. That's where it is.
All right. All right. Thanks, Andy.
I've been out there the past 2 weeks.
I know.
I can't remember now where it is.
Well, they can find it one way or the other. They can check our website, probably. Right. All right. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, John.
Let's look at our first alert live Super Doppler radar, and we're checking to see again. No thunderstorms within 100 miles. Nothing significant of the South Plains, or I should say Lubbock area. We may see some storms edging into our western counties later on this evening. Let's check out our radar here, and we're going to show you some temperatures and winds. We'll put this one into motion, and you can see those strong thunderstorms, and a few of them have been severe between Clovis and Las Vegas, New Mexico, but very little movement. So if they make it into our western counties, it's going to take a while, but they could later tonight. And there is a severe thunderstorm watch in eastern New Mexico, but not in the West Texas area at this point. Checking out temperatures and wind speeds. Right now, 91 in Lubbock, 97 in Carlsbad. Overall, we are a few degrees cooler than yesterday, as expected, but we're still in the 90s across the area. Winds are averaging 18 at the airport, 22 at Amarillo. Let's see what the wind gusts are, because out here, I don't have my anemometer with me, but I was going to say they're probably over 30 miles an hour. 32 in Amarillo, 35 Tucumcari, the same out at the airport. And as we look at the pattern, not much going on. Upper-level high pressure has weakened a little bit, allowing some of those storms to make it off in the mountains of New Mexico, but basically it's hot statewide. Some rain, though, moving towards Dallas, Fort Worth, and down around the Houston area. And our first alert instant data, our temperatures at the station is still 87, as it was an hour ago. Southeast winds, they've gusted as high as 33, and at this point, they're around 17, maybe 18 miles an hour. Moving ahead with our allergy forecast, it's going down a little bit. Good news there. Mainly grass from just above low to just below the low level by Saturday. And heading into the weekend, our winds are gusty now. They will remain gusty this evening, and then as we get into Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, they'll begin to die off a little bit, but still around 15 to 20, maybe even 25 by late Thursday afternoon. But that'll be a little better than we've had today. Some welcome rain in New Mexico, rain along the Texas coast. Windy today, not as windy tomorrow, but humid statewide. Again, scattered thunderstorms in New Mexico that will try to drift into the western South Plains and the Panhandle late Friday night, and then on our Saturday Saturday forecast, pardon me, it will be hot statewide. A few more of those welcome thunderstorms in New Mexico, some in the mountain areas, mostly back in the low to mid 90s for us as we head into the weekend, and winds will be back 15, 25 again Saturday afternoon. Morning lows continue to be mild. I haven't changed much in the way of low temperatures. 67 Levelland, 69 Post, 71 in Snyder. Looking at the highs tomorrow, I'm going to keep it low 90s, mid 90s southwest, and here's that first alert 7-day forecast, Mandy, taking us into the weekend. Still going to be in the 90s, but low 90s tomorrow, low to mid 90s Saturday and Sunday, mid 90s Monday and Tuesday. And the best thunderstorm potentials for the folks from Morton, Muleshoe, down around Plains and Denver City. Although some of the storms theoretically could make it in the Lubbock area maybe very, very late tonight or early tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you, John. Here's what we're working on for tonight on News Channel 11 at 10. New standards are now in place for maintaining property in the city of Lubbock. Some of the targets include cracking down on substandard buildings and addressing the issue of fence maintenance. Tonight, find out if your fence meets the city code and what will happen if you don't comply with city requirements. And just ahead in sports, we'll have an update from the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. Plus, we'll let you know what the U.S. World Cup soccer team has to say about the start times for their World Cup matches. Stay with us. Emily's in next.
This portion of News Channel 11 is brought to you by IHS Hospital.
I remember thinking how little he was, and that I was finally a big brother. I teased him all the time. He was the athlete, I wasn't. He excelled at everything. He counted on me to pave the way. And now he's counting on IHS Hospital after the car wreck. IHS specializes in primary medical care and rehab.
IHS Hospital, making a difference in everyone's life.
I'm coming back.
Have you been searching for a unique gift to honor the special people in your life? At Avalon, private spa rentals are available for bridal parties, graduation celebrations, and office recognition. Avalon offers an amazing blend of services, from massage therapy to a pampering body-enriching clay pack. Plus, we can showcase your eyes with a precision lash perm. Get a massaging foot bath with your pedicure and even acrylic and natural manicures. Call the Avalon professionals Monday through Saturday from 8 till 8. Call 785-SKIN.
Spirit Chrysler Jeep headquarters of the South Plains, and the place where zero down and just $289 a month puts you behind the wheel of the all-new 2002 Jeep Liberty. Jeep Liberty, as much at home in the backcountry as it is navigating the neighborhood. And you can take home your new Jeep Liberty for zero down and pay only $289 a month. The selection is great at Spirit Chrysler Jeep. Jeep headquarters on Avenue Q, the official sponsor of the Texas Tech Spirit Squad.
We don't smoke. News Channel 11 welcomes Merle Haggard to the Hub City July 6th at the West Texas Canyon Amphitheater.
Your prayers is true.
Tickets on sale at all select-to-seat outlets or charged by phone at 770-2000 or 1-800-735-1288. Merle Haggard, July 6th at the West Texas Canyon Amphitheater. Get your tickets now. This is the News Channel 11 Sports Zone with Emily Jones.
Welcome back. We get things going tonight with the craze that is World Cup soccer. Okay, maybe it's not exactly a craze yet, but this time tomorrow it very well could be. For the first time since 1930, the United States is in the quarterfinals of soccer's biggest tournament. The U.S. got a 2-0 win over Mexico earlier this week to make it into the round of 8. Now the Americans will have to beat Germany, one of the favorites in World Cup play, in order to move on to the semifinals. The match is set for 6 a.m. tomorrow here in the States. Not exactly prime time, but the team did get plenty of late-night exposure last night on the Jay Leno Show.
Since you guys have some pull, can you ask somebody to schedule the games at a better time? I mean, you guys, it's like 2 in the morning here. Nobody can watch it.
I know, it sucks for people back home, but
yeah,
it's beyond our control.
It sucks for people back home. I could not have said it more eloquently myself.
Me either. And moving on now to a championship of a different kind. The College World Series rolls on tonight in Omaha, Nebraska. 4 teams are still alive in the hunt for a national title, but it won't be that way for long. Texas can send Stanford home with a win tonight, but it's way too early to tell in this one as it's just getting underway with no score in the bottom of the first. Meantime, with a 12-4 win last night over South Carolina, South Carolina got the win over Clemson. They force a rematch with their in-state rivals. The winner of that one tomorrow moves on to the championship game, and the loser goes home. And moving on now to the big boys, the Texas Rangers going for 2 out of 3 against the Cubs this afternoon in Chicago. Todd Green connects on some yard ball over the left center field fence. That one not quite to Wayland Avenue, but pretty close. And ladies and gentlemen, this next one, it's going to get there. Kevin Mintz absolutely unloads. This one is way gone, and the Rangers get the victory 7-4 over the Cubbies, and Texas takes the series 2-1. Meantime, the Astros stick into National League play as they close out a 4-game set against the Brew Crew in Milwaukee. Lance Berkman with the bases juiced in the 5th. He clears them in a hurry. The grand slam pushed the Houston lead to 9-0, and the Astros get it done today, 9-3 over the Brewers, avoiding the sweep and improving to 31-40 with the win. And switching gears now to the NBA hardwood, the 2002 draft is less than a week away, and it looks like the Houston Rockets are in prime position to get their man with the #1 pick. Chinese center Yao Ming today made his final offer on how he'd compensate the Shanghai Sharks if the Rockets make him their top draft pick. Ming's agent says they've made their final offer to the Sharks and expects to hear back from the club tomorrow. Now, Yao must reach an agreement with his team in China before he can get clearance to leave his country and play here in the NBA. The Sharks and Rockets have already agreed on their mutual concerns. Now it's up to Mr. Ming to reach an agreement with his old team. And speaking of Chinese big men, not many of them, I should say, the Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban today said the team has made a contract offer to restricted free agent center Wang Zhuzhu. But Cuban says he won't let the 7-footer play for the team in a summer league because Wang failed to uphold a commitment to return to China. The 24-year-old has refused to return to his country for mandatory training with the national team. The Mavs said they have not had contact with Wang since the end of the season. His agent says he's been working out privately in Los Angeles. Kind of like a soap opera with Wayne Juju.
Wait and see, I guess.
Wait and see. I guess that's his punishment, though. Mark Cuban not going to let him play on the Summer League team. Whatever.
Okay, thanks, Emily.
Sure, Mandy.
We'll be right back with a final look at the First Alert forecast.
You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
When you spend as much time on the street as I do, I see a lot of wrecks because careless people run red lights and stop signs.
I always get nervous as I drive to the scene of a wreck. Sometimes you can't even recognize that it was a car.
When I get to the crash scene, my mind is racing. What's the situation, and who needs attention first? The hardest thing is seeing little kids hurt.
If you could see what
I've seen.
then you wouldn't run red lights or stop signs. It's red for a reason.
News Channel 11 salutes the Small Business Leaders Club.
Forever Young, our specialty is you. Mischief, the jewelry and accessory store. Tufwick Carpets, we've got you covered. Relax the back, the smartest way to sit or sleep. Down Memory Lane, your #1 scrapbook store.
If you'd like more information on becoming part of the News Channel 11 Small Business Leaders Club, call 761-4239.
The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut is back and even better. Now it comes with free extra toppings. For a limited time when you buy the Insider, the pizza with 6 cheeses baked inside 2 thin crusts for $10.99, you can get extra toppings. Or make it a Meat Lover, Supreme, or any other specialty absolutely free. You get extra toppings for no extra money. So what are you waiting for? Jump in and get your Insider. The Insider Pizza, $10.99 and free toppings for a limited time, only at Pizza Hut.
I was born on the
Oh yeah, Texas knows Big. Big was born in Texas. Big settled down here and raised a family. The all-new Dodge Ram Quad Cab, now that's Big. With 4 big wide opening doors, a big full-size bed, and the biggest brakes and wheels in its class. This big truck hangs out in Truckville, Texas, which, lucky for you, happens to be your Texas Dodge dealer.
No time for weather after all. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
Relax the Back continues to help people live a relaxing lifestyle with innovative relaxation technology.
After I was in a car wreck 2 years ago, I had a chance to use this massage chair, and it's made all the difference in the world to me.
Anybody who has back pain should go by Relax the Back and see Kathy and Steve and try out the chairs because they are truly amazing. They do help in reducing back pain.
Relieve and prevent your back and neck pain by coming to Relax the Back. Comfort is our business.
This summer,
It was time to make a change.
prepare yourself
That's rated up.
for a better truck. The quality and dependability of Toyota. Right now, get $1,500 cash back on a new V8 Tundra, Toyota's half-ton full-size truck, and pick from a great selection of new hardworking Tacomas. It's time to trade up. See your West Texas Toyota Power Team dealers and trade up.
When Jim calls, he calls for me.
Tom is someone I know, and I know I can call him about all of my communication needs, and I know they'll be taken care of. NTS is about personal relationships. They're my neighbor, I go to church with them, and they care about me as their customer.
Yes, and if a customer calls and it takes 20 minutes,